All right. We're going. We're good. All right. What's happening, guys? Dave the Film Junkie here. Welcome to the Film Junkie podcast, where I just talk shit for about 45 minutes. And yeah, that's pretty much it. And what the? Okay. No, sorry. And if you're new to my podcast, just to let you know, I do the squirrel. I get distracted very easily and I go off on tangents. So if you can't handle that, turn off the podcast now. I believe this is podcast number 10. Oh, shit. And currently, I always have like the TV on. Of course, it's on mute. And I was watching Lucy. You know, that's Scarlett Johansson one where she gets all the drugs that make her brain go. Yeah, not a bad movie. It's Luke Beeson, right? Not a bad flick. It ends weird because really, but then I always think like there's no possible way to figure out a decent ending for a movie like this. It's cool. It's a decent action flick. Ignore my notifications when they come in, please. I just got done posting my little rant video because Jesus Christ, people, come on! What's going on with these fucking websites sometimes, man? I just don't know. You know, that new Justice League promo for jointhejusticeleague.com, and all of a sudden these images were released, and they released a party. God damn it. That's what's going to happen. Because, you know, when you got people that like to message, and they can't just give you, they can't just give you one message with like, you know, 1 cent message. They got to like give you about 7 in one, you know, I call them machine gun texters. Because they just, I try to fit everything I need to say on one thing, so then I can get a response, and then maybe, you know, that's how you text. There's some people out there that'll just bam, bam, bam. They'll ask you or bring up like 5 different things, and before you can even respond to the first one. I don't understand these people. Stop it. By the way, just seeing something right here. The Avengers 4 movie title is a spoiler according to Kevin Feige. It is. I had somebody ask me if that sounded like clickbait. And it doesn't. It's not clickbait. Because, yeah, if you actually open up that post, yeah, somebody asked him, was like, is the Avengers 4 title a spoiler? Is it spoilery? And he said, yes, it is. Or sure. I forgot what he said. But, yeah, it's not, yeah, apparently we don't even gotten the title of Avengers 3 yet. If you notice that, we haven't even gotten that title. But apparently, probably events that happen in Avengers 3 probably have something to do with the title of the 4th one. Anyways, guys, that's what I'm talking about. I go off on tangents and stuff. But yeah, I just posted the video about that image where they just poorly photoshopped Superman with the rest of the Justice League. It's so bad. And what just pissed me off was just the fact that websites were using that as clickbait, especially comicbookmovie.com. Mr. Josh Wilding, and he's always the one behind all those posts where when a comic book actress or even like a rumored comic book actress poses like seductively, you know, very sexy photo shoot, he posts those all the fucking time, and I hate that. I hate that comic book movie does that. Oh, fucking Suicide Squad's Margot Robbie poses provocatively in W Magazine. Go fuck yourself when you do that shit. That's complete clickbait. And then they'll say, they even did one like, rumored Poison Ivy star or actress Megan Fox. I'm like, oh my God. They'll do anything. Those guys will do anything to get your clicks, man. And that motherfucker with that promo used an image from the comic books of Superman with a beard and the black and silver costume as a featured image to get people to click on that shit. I mean, oh man, I wish there could be some kind of, you could report that, you know, because that's true clickbait. Some people don't know what clickbait is. Some people think everything is clickbait, and it's not. There's a difference in enticing the person to click onto your post, and then there's shit like that. That's totally deceiving. That's deceiving the reader right there. And Comic Book Movie and comicbook.com are big time advocates of that, and all those guys can go fuck themselves for doing that shit because they should know better, but they don't give a shit. They don't. They honestly don't give a shit. By the way, I'm drinking the rum still, the Captain Morgan, getting a little captain in me. I took a break from beer for a bit, man. I haven't had a beer in a while. Just been sipping on this when I'm feeling like that. What the hell? Netflix open to theatrical release of David Ayer's Bright. Wow, and other originals. Not a bad idea. Get more money. No, but yeah, go fuck yourself. And if you could, it's one thing to say like, somebody so and so, Kevin Feige responds to R-rated MCU, blah blah blah. That's not clickbait. I mean, you're not going to put that in the title. That's fine. That's not clickbait. That's going, okay, click on here to see what fucking Kevin Feige had to say about that. Which, leave it alone. Jesus Christ. We don't need that in the MCU. Please, for the love of shit. We don't need that. Anyways, so, that whole thing, it just pissed me off. And then a lot of people were getting pissed off, like, oh my god, Warner Brothers marketing is really shitty if they're going to put something shitty like that out, the Photoshop of that bullshit. And I'm like going, no. It wasn't Warner Brothers marketing. It was a whole other company called Rubies that sells their merch, okay? And they're the ones that did that. I don't know why they did that. It's so bad. They could have found something better. Or just not included Superman at all. Jesus. I'm sorry, now I'm getting another one, see? I'm telling you, I am friends, Jesus Christ. I am friends with a bunch of people that can't just say everything in one text or message, because this is like on multiple platforms. Anyways, Jesus. So what else is happening, guys? Well, been a pretty busy ass week. I mean, fucking A, Monday. I worked like a 13-hour shift because of a project that had to be due and everything, and I had a lot of overtime, which is great. I can't complain about that. I mean, I could complain. It's funny too, and this is, I tell you what, guys, when you have like a back problem, when your back hurts or your neck hurts, or something like that, because you just feel like, oh shit, I've been working so hard, or working this and working that. Think of something positive that comes from that, and I guarantee you that fucking pain goes away, because that's exactly what happened. That when I worked 13 hours, me and my boss were trying to get this project done, and I was there till 9 o'clock at night, and my neck was killing for like the last 2 hours. My neck was killing me. But as soon as I added up like my overtime and everything, as I was driving home, neck felt better. Yeah, that's right. I was like, yeah, that's worth it. Oh, what could I buy with that? What is that? Oh, that's this bill. That's that payment. That's a few grocery, you start thinking like that. And I guarantee you that shit goes away. I'm a firm believer that a lot of the aches and pains that people have are psychological, Every time you see like a commercial for like, fucking lower back problems, you always see like the normal dad dude, early 40s. He's soggy in the middle, he's got the dad bod, and he's always like, well, first off, work out your lower back. If you don't want lower back problems, work it out, okay? I go to the gym often, and I constantly try to stay in shape, and I will work out my lower back, because that will prevent anything. I was a cable guy for 7 years, guys, and I have contorted my back and tried to get behind TVs, try to get up in attics or underneath houses. I did all that kind of shit. Do I have back problems? No. First off, I work out my back, and second of all, it is partially a psychological thing that you don't realize the power of the brain. The brain, if you're like in a weird kind of trance or something, it could have repercussions on the rest of your body. It's fucking crazy. Like I said, I shit you not, my neck was killing me because I just didn't want to be at work anymore because I was frustrated, and I was like, I want to go home, so my neck was like just killing me. But as soon as I was driving home and I was eating some Taco Bell, because obviously I didn't eat dinner, I pulled into Taco Bell, got some, and then I realized how much more money I was going to get, like what the OT was. My neck felt instantly better. I started thinking positively, and it just felt better. It's crazy. So that's what you got to do, guys. Just a little nugget of life, little philosophizing from the Film Junkie right here, guys. Think positively, and sometimes those aches and pains might just go away. You just never know. But yeah, so that was my week. It's pretty busy. Last night I actually, last minute, my friend invited me. He had an extra ticket to go see Kevin James, man, over at a casino over here. About half an hour, 40 minutes away from where I live. But that was cool. I mean, I had nothing to do that last night, really, and I was just going to work on shit. But then he hit me up, and I was like, fuck it, let's go. It was fun. Kevin James, I like him. I always like King of Queens. I haven't watched his new show at all. His stand-up is decent. I mean, he's nothing spectacular. I wasn't sitting there fucking belly laughing and in tears dying, you know. He had his brother or his cousin or whoever the heck, the guy that was also on King of Queens, and I guess on his new show, Danny Valiente or something. I forgot. I don't know. I actually thought he was kind of more funny because he was a little more edgy. He was edgier than Kevin James. But it was still cool, you know. And, of course, you know, played some blackjack and stuff like that. Did not win because luck was not on my side. It wasn't the two ladies that were with us, though. Jesus Christ. They knocked it out. Hot table for them. Fucking A. It was bullshit. No. But, so that was fun. And then, of course, I was up really late. So I got up late this morning, and then I had to run a couple errands. I had to do something for my mom and stuff, and then do some laundry. So I was late on some videos and stuff. But it's okay. It's pretty good stuff. But what else is happening this week, man? We had the March for Science yesterday, I believe that was, right? Which was, you know what? When it comes to all these marches now, it's just an anti-Trump march. That's all it is. Like, that's all it's turned into. It's really pathetic. You know, these people, they're claiming they're marching for one thing, but they're actually marching just against Trump. And I know Trump and his whole thing about, you know, defunding this, defunding that, and not really taking in climate change and all that stuff like that. And, you know, there's a lot of weird things with that. I've looked into all of it. I've seen both sides, and, you know, there definitely is climate change. How much we're affecting it is up to grabs. You can ask anybody. Even like I've even seen Bill Nye been asked that question, like how much, what's the percentage of how much we've affected the climate change, and it's really almost impossible to know. It really is. We might have had some effect, but I mean, when it comes to this beautiful ball that we're inhabiting, you know, everybody says save the planet. Fuck that. They're saying save the people. The planet's fine. You know, if it's just like a human body. When you have something that is a virus, which we are, and you start affecting everything, and everything starts going a little wonky, guess what? The body is going to get rid of it. It's going to like send the blood cells, the red and white blood cells, whatever the fuck, and flush it out your ass. And that's what's going to happen. If we start being a little too much for this world, we are going to get flushed out of the Earth's ass, and there's going to be no more humans, and then it's going to repair itself. And that's what an ice age does. It does actually repair. So the extent of a lot of what's happening with climate change, I mean, I checked out, you know, the what was it, the Sad Awful Truth, the something truth, I forgot, the Al Gore's movie. And a lot of the things that they predicted did not come true. That's why there's a sequel. I think to have a sequel, it's kind of funny. That means they're like kind of backtracking, like, okay, we were wrong about some of this stuff. So, I mean, I'm not one of those. I'm not denying it. It is happening. We have some effect. I just think they blow it out of proportion of how much we are affecting it, especially since things have gotten so much. I mean, Jesus Christ. I remember when I first moved to Cali, my lungs would hurt from playing outside after a half an hour. That doesn't happen now. I mean, things have gotten cleaner. We have gotten cleaner, but yeah, we need to do a lot better. But I think a lot of people that are like totally like, oh, we got to fucking climate change. We got to do something. It's like, well, what are you doing? Are you still driving a car that has emissions? You're not driving a hybrid, right? You're not driving an electric car. Okay, you're still driving that. You still take planes to places that burn jet fuel. Okay, and it's just a bunch of shit like that. You just call people on their bullshit. It's like, are you recycling? Are you going around and really trying to do something? And it's sad too, because these people that did the March for Science, blah blah blah, talking about Earth Day and everything, they were marching in these big cities and probably left a ton of trash out with their signs and everything out in the city, as opposed to just going into nature, going into a forest and planting a goddamn tree. Do that instead, okay? Yeah, I get it. You fucking hate Trump, but it's Earth Day. Go plant a goddamn tree. How about that? Clean up something instead of marching with your stupid goddamn signs. I'm sick of everything's a march now. Fuck, and it doesn't do anything. It's just annoying. That's my 2 cents about that. I don't know. It just needs Christian Bale. Has no interest in doing more superhero movies. That's fine. He doesn't need to do more superhero movies. Okay, who cares? I love that. Apparently, he also said something too about like, well, first off, he hasn't watched a superhero movie since his movies. He should watch Batman vs Superman. I want to see his reaction to that. Come on, Christian. But he has such a love-hate relationship with acting, which we kind of figured that out there, Christian, after that whole blowout got released from Terminator Salvation. You take it seriously, and you probably also hate it. And then we also saw The Machinist, where you were, good God. Guy's talented, though. I'll give him that. Shit, I don't even want to, what else we talk about here? Go over, recap some of the stuff that, what the hell? I didn't outline anything I was going to talk about, of course, but there you go. Love that you guys watch my shit, especially on the vloggy type channel when I'm like ranting and raving about stuff. Brie Larson. There's some people that weren't happy with the way I talked about Brie Larson. Well, I mean, come on! I mean, between her and Cate Blanchett, they need to say Marvels first. You can't just go around saying, oh, can you believe it? That's the first female villain. Oh, can you believe it? Yeah. Not only is it going to be the first female-led superhero. No, it's not. No, you are not. And it's funny, too, because even when it comes to Cate Blanchett, she's still wrong. Because Guardians of the Galaxy 2, the main villain is female, as far as I know, right? What's her name? I can't even remember. The Defenders is going to be coming out before Thor Ragnarok, and Sigourney Weaver plays the main villain. So it's like, she was totally 100% wrong. But then again, she probably didn't, at the time, maybe didn't know when the release date was. Brie Larson, I mean, she says like, yeah, not only is going to be the first. It's like she doesn't want to acknowledge at all about Wonder Woman. I have not seen her acknowledge Wonder Woman at all. And it's just, I mean, I know she's a big-time feminist and everything. And the problem with that sometimes is it just gets ridiculous, you know, when she was talking about, the complexities of a female character. It's like, yeah, you can't just like slap on like, guy clothes and just refer to her as a dude. And I'm like, what movies have you watched? Fuck, even the movie I'm watching right now is a female-led action movie, and it's, I mean, they don't go really deep with the character at all. But I mean, look at, like, and I brought up the examples of Kill Bill and Ripley from Aliens. Jesus, you want to talk about strong female characters in action movies that don't look like dudes or act like dudes, but they kick ass? There you go. That's the problem I have, is like, it just, you give me the impression that you think you're just the first. This virtue signaling and just this narcissist. That's what it is. It's narcissism. You can't do that. Don't do that. Because people aren't going to take too kindly of it. And your movie's going to end up flopping or something like that. I mean, look what happened. You could see that. When things are forced, or when somebody's like trying to be like that, this is what's going on. And a lot of take a sip there. This is why Trump won. This is what I'm talking about. This is like, you could put this in every phallic of life, because you got a bunch of people that they virtue signal, and they think so highly of themselves, especially actors and actresses, that do like shit. And they think like, oh yeah, there's no way that Trump's going to win. There's no way. They have this fucking narcissism. And then guess what happens? Normal people go, fuck you. I'm going to vote for this guy because you're a piece of shit. And you're thinking that I'm like a racist or you're sexist, or, I'm a bigot or something like that. So fuck you. Guess what? And it's funny too, because I think a lot of people that voted for Trump didn't want to vote for Trump, but they felt like they had to. They didn't want to. Yes, there's a huge Trump following, okay? But I've even talked to Trump supporters. I know Trump supporters, and they're not racist. I know a black Trump supporter, a guy. I have family on my Mexican side who voted for Trump. A lot of people like get so baffled, and they think it was just nothing but white dudes that are voting for him, and it's like, no, it's not. It's all because these people are stuck in their own little bubble. And they just escape reality. And this totally happens in the movie world. And this is what Brie Larson is like showing me. And I like her too. That's the thing. I'm not totally shitting on her. I watched Room, and she made me fucking cry. She was amazing in that movie. She totally deserved that Academy Award. I've liked her. I liked her in Free Fire, which I'm actually going to give a brief review, because I was going to give a normal review, but I don't think people really give a shit about that movie. So So I'll give that review in a bit. But yeah, I like her. And I'm looking forward to Captain Marvel. But when she's just making it seem like she's doing like this first thing, first female, oh my God, it's going to be amazing. I'm like, first off, nobody knows who Captain Marvel is. The general public doesn't, at least. Okay? You can walk into a Walmart, a Target, a Kohl's, and you could find quickly a Wonder Woman shirt or pajama pants. You cannot find anything Captain Marvel. And if you were to ask one of the workers there, they probably wouldn't know who the hell you're talking about. They'd probably be like, Marvel stuff is right here. No, Captain Marvel. Captain America stuff's right here. That's exactly probably what they'd say. Because nobody knows who that is. But they will, Bree. They will once Avengers Infinity War, I'm sure you got a part in that, and then your own movie. But Wonder Woman, people know who she is, okay? She's iconic, and her movie's coming out in a month and a half, okay? So I'm sorry. You're going to be second on the list. But okay, anyways. But yeah, it's just, that's the problem these days, is there's like a weird kind of narcissism that comes out. And it's, whoa, I just don't know. Yeah, what else would I talk about? Yes, Marvel Cinematic Universe doesn't need an R-rated movie. Maybe eventually they can, but fuck that. You know, who no. And I love the fact that Kevin Feige, got asked by Collider. It's Collider that does mainly this shit too, and it's the same douche that interviews these fucking people. Do you feel betrayed that Joss Whedon's gonna be doing Batgirl over at DC? Do these people realize that we're the ones that fight? They don't care. There was like a thing where Jeff Johns and James Gunn were going back and forth and basically telling the fans to stop fighting. I mean, I kind of laughed at it because it's never going to stop. It's never going to stop, And, I mean, what I try to do more than anything, because I like both, obviously I lean more DC, that I always said, because I grew up reading more DC comic books. I really didn't read Marvel. The only time I did was I had a friend who all of a sudden was like, yeah, I collect X-Men. Oh, okay, cool. I'll check out some of that, But I really didn't follow Marvel comic books. Really not at all. They just didn't appeal. I don't know why. They just didn't grab me like Batman did or The Flash or Superman. They didn't. And it's still like that to this day. I'm totally reading Rebirth and just loving Rebirth. Over on the Marvel side, they don't know what they're doing. And we've seen the headlines. The sales are down. And they were trying to do many things to force like the diversity and everything, and it just didn't work. And, stuff to say about that is like some people will say like, yeah, you can't, the people are just set in their ways and they're racist and they're bigots, which of course is the normal reaction. Then of course you have people like, no, it's not so much that. It's like you just had terrible storylines and plot lines, which yes, part of that too. But it's just when you have a young male Iron Man fan and then all of a sudden it gets changed to this 15-year-old or whatever the hell black girl who has a fro, which I don't understand how she could put that inside the Iron Man helmet. You're gonna lose some people. It's like I'm sorry, I can't go with this. Oh, I love Thor. Now it's female. I don't know. It's just the normal way of life. But people try to change it, and then if you don't follow the change, they think you're a bigot or you're sexist or something like that. It's like, I'm sorry, but young boys want to play with boy toys. And they want to play with boy heroes. It's just the way it is. And there's no problem with girls doing the same thing. It's just, I can go on a whole thing of this, and I'm not going to. But, yeah, I'm really loving, I was reading some of the new Deadpool, and then the Spider-Man clone conspiracy. Pretty good stuff. That's about it when it came to the Marvel side. But the Rebirth for DC has been pretty phenomenal. I highly suggest the Batmans, Trinity, Justice League, the Green Lantern ones. Flash has been good. They've all been pretty damn good. Kylo Ren Scar, man. What the hell's going on with that? I don't know what's going to go on with that. Some people are going to be bugged by that. I don't think it was smart. It definitely wasn't smart. It definitely wasn't. Yeah, Ryan Johnson said that he said it looked weird, so they changed it. Not smart. I really don't think that was smart. Jared Leto giving us all boners. Wow, why did I post all? No. Anyways, yeah, posting that Joker holding a knife to Batman's neck. I mean, it's fan art, of course, but pretty awesome fan art, if you ask me. I don't think he's done. He's not done. A lot of people have asked me that. Like, you think Jared Leto's going to actually return? Yes, I do. I don't think he's done. I mean, I think that's an indication. I think if an actor is done with the character, he's not going to be posting stuff about it. I think he likes the character, and he, regardless of what a lot of people said, but he just didn't have enough time to breathe. And they got to give him time to breathe. I want to see him in Gotham City Sirens. I want to see him in Suicide Squad 2. And I want to see him in the Batman. He's got to be in the Batman. He's got to be in the Batman. Got to be. I want to see him and Affleck just head face to face. Got to do it. Got to do it. And then I made a quick video on Friday night, I think it was, about the supposed leaked Spider-Man Avenger. And this was also disappointing too, in like these Twitter handles that handle comic book stuff, and they say like, "Hey, apparent leaked Spider-Man Avengers costume. Oh my god, it's displayed at a university." What? Oh. It's just, use common sense, please. Use common sense, especially when they put the cast underneath it and Scarlett Johansson is listed there. Come on. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, by the way, guys, partially right. I did a video about where they could take the Fast and Furious franchise, and apparently they are giving Jason Statham and The Rock their own spinoff. And I said, this is what they should do. In the video, I said they should give Jason Statham and The Rock their own spinoff, and then give a smaller movie to just Vin Diesel. And apparently they're doing that. And I think that's brilliant. Give the crazy action movie over there, and have a smaller, simpler story for Dominic Toretto. Something. That's what they should do. So partially right there. I also did a movie. I also did a video about Diane Lane. She defended the Martha scene in Batman vs Superman. Why did you say that? And I did a video about that. Because, I mean, I've said it many times where it's like, I get it. I mean, the meaning behind it is absolutely beautiful. If you cut down the layers, you go, okay, yeah, I see what they're trying to do there. They were trying to do there. Just the execution, just kind of, it's hard to defend that. It's hard to defend the execution of it. And I kind of gave my 2 cents on like how I would have worked it. So if you go check that out. But it's just, it's always going to be a controversial scene. It doesn't bother me. A lot of people are giving me shit like, oh, I don't agree with you, man. It was fucking perfect. I'm like, yeah, okay, I understand that. It doesn't bother me anymore. Like, when I watched it again, the theatrical version, it bothered me. I was like, God, this damn scene just did not play out well. But with the Ultimate Edition stuff, and I've watched many times, it just doesn't bother me anymore. It doesn't, so I'm done with that. Suicide Squad was under outrage again because they slimmed up Carla Delevingne, Enchantress, even though she's skinny as shit enough. They just shaped her sides to make the fucking costume look better. Big deal. But we live in an outrage culture. That's right. We live in an outrage culture. Not a rape culture, not a fucking, whatever, racist culture. We live in an outrage culture. We live in one of the best we live in the best culture. Well, I guess I can't say that because I actually live here, but we live in like one of the best country in the world, but yet people will make it seem like it's so bad here, and I'm like, well, why don't you go over to this spot right here and see how it is? That's what people. It's social media, it's everything. We've pushed ourselves into a corner where we're not happy. And like I said, what I said at the beginning of this podcast, coming back around, and look what I'm doing. When you're not happy, you get depressed, your body hurts, you're doing this. And I've told my friends, it's the little things that make you happy. I'm not overall like fully like happy because, I'm not. I wish I was doing this for a living. If I was doing this for a living, I'd be super happy. You know, I finally got a new car, which that was like a totally big thing, and that's made me super happy because I was driving a piece of shit that I thought was gonna die at any moment, and it was a lot of stress with that. Next step is just like moving up and moving. Because where I'm at, as much as I like it, it's far away from work, and it's not in a bad neighborhood, but it's not in the best neighborhood either. I want to move, something where it's just newer, because this is an old place. I got the wall unit AC and the freaking heater that makes a lot of noise when it starts up and stuff like that. But luckily, I don't need that anymore for a while. But yeah, overall, it's like, okay, I can understand. You don't like where you're at. Well, do something about it. But I think people just love to be miserable and love to complain more than anything. It's easier to be miserable and complain other than actually work really hard to make a better life. It really is. People want handouts. They want sympathy. They want to have a pity party more than anything. And I have friends like this. I know, and I see it online. And you can give them all the advice of the world, and they're not going to take it. They're not going to take it, I could be like, oh, you're not happy with your weight? Work out. Bust your ass. Make that your goal. Put a goal weight that you want to lose, and then cut this out of your diet. The diet is the most important thing. And then just do these workouts. Oh, no, okay, yeah. And then that'll happen for like 2 days, and then they'll be done with it. They'll be back to complaining. Or, oh, yeah, you don't like your job? Well, start looking for something. Bust your ass. Start trying to figure out, study something that you love, and then pursue that. The job I have now, I actually enjoy my job. I'm actually fine with it. I actually like what I do. Because I draft, I engineer, I create. Create is always something. Even though it's like not really creative. I'm not like, engineering buildings and shit like that, but I'm just engineering, like a certain telecom company needs to run something right here in the street, and I need to fucking figure it out and draw it out, and to me, I look at it as creating. So, it's just, you just gotta find ways to make everything seem better. Come on, guys. I don't know. Anyways, let's get to the questions, huh? Like I said, if you want to ask me questions, just hit me up on Twitter. It's the best thing to do. And use the hashtag FilmJunketPodcast. So here we go. All right, we got Michael Minette, who always talks to me, which is cool. I like you, man. I love you, man. Thank you for listening. On a scale on 1 to 10, how angry to you do you... Okay, some typos here, man. You got to read your tweets before you... send it out. On a scale from 1 to 10, how angry do you get with clickbait articles on how the DCU needs saving and what the author's idea is? Oh, it's annoying. It's annoying. I thought one of the best ones was I forgot which one it was, but they said something like, what Ben Affleck needs to do to save Batman. I'm like, good God. Because you're the professional here, Mr. Fat Ass behind the keyboard, eating a Hot Pocket and some Cheez-Its, drinking a Snapple because you heard it was healthy. Yeah, look at the sugar index on that shit. Yeah, it's dumb. Everybody, I also hate the ones like, what we want to see in the Justice League movie. I don't give a fuck what you want to see, and they don't give a fuck what you want to see. Okay, I hate those articles. Yeah, it's dumb. Jared Ward says, do you think we will ever get a live-action R-rated Injustice universe? Probably years down the line. I doubt it's going to happen anytime soon. So, yeah, don't expect that anytime soon. Jennifer Chapman says, hi, Dave. Hi, Jennifer. Jenny Chap. Joss Whedon wants to focus on Batgirl's origin story. How do you think that will fit in the current DCEU timeline? They'll make it fit because if you look at Wonder Woman, they're focusing on her origin story, which takes place over 100 years ago. There's no, a lot of people gave shit to Warner Bros. And DC with the fact that they didn't follow the Marvel formula, where it's just like, okay, origin story, origin story, origin story, origin story. And then you have the team up movie. They went origin story, team-up kind of movie, or, ish, introduced more of the characters, now the big team-up movie. Well, then, of course, they had Suicide Squad in the mix there, too. But they didn't follow the formula, but that doesn't mean they can't go back to the origin. Not at all. I mean, like I said, Wonder Woman, they're totally doing an origin story, and then it's going to meet up to the present. There's no reason why they couldn't do that with Batgirl, and I hope they do. And who knows if it's going to lead up to when she gets freaking shot by the Joker, which would be awesome, actually. Sounds so deranged and morbid. But, yeah, hopefully they do. I want to see her be Oracle. I want to see that in the Batman movie. I want her to be talking to him in the Batman movie, Oracle. Who knows if that's going to happen, because we didn't have any representation of her in Batman vs. Superman, really. Michael Monette again. Who do you think is a terrible film critic? My pick is the guy called the Blockbuster. Buster. I don't know. I only watch a couple, I like the Schmoes guys. I like Chris Stuckman. Jeremy Johns kind of gets on my nerves a little bit. I don't really watch too many. I think it's because, and it's almost like when you hear about comedians not really wanting to watch the specials of other comedians. I try not to watch them as that much. I also like the buff dude, Flickster. I don't know what the hell's his name. Angry. I don't know. I watched a couple, but I don't. There's nobody like I dislike. And then you got Grace Randolph or whatever. She kind of gets on my nerves, I'm not gonna lie, but it's nothing too bad, sometimes I'll just choose not to watch things. Ulysses, a.k.a. Batman, classy Ulysses. In the JL trailer, there's a Lord of the Rings feel during the Amazons and versus Parademons. Thoughts? Yes, there is. It's pretty much the only thought I had, yes. I saw a lot of people comparing that. Yeah, and there is. And it's going to have that feel. That's pretty cool. There's nothing wrong with that. Michael Manette, you ask a lot of questions. I asked you about the top 4, I thought you said top 5, worst Marvel films, but what are your picks of the worst DC films? Worst DC films, Superman 4, Superman 3. Those are up there. Batman and Robin, even though that's kind of a guilty pleasure. I don't know. What else is there? Green Lantern gets too much heat at times, but it can be up there too. I don't know. What else? What else would it be? I don't know. That's pretty much it. I mean, I don't hate on Suicide Squad like a lot of people do. I think Suicide Squad was decent enough. I just like the characters. I like the characters. The story sucked ass, but the characters, I like the characters. So, let's see. Bobby, JGG, thoughts on rebooting Star Wars prequels? Fuck no. Do not do that. You don't need to do that. They don't need to do that. They're not going to redo them. No. They are what they are. There's some really good moments in those, but there's some really bad ones too. I get that. But there's no reason. There's no reason to reboot them. No. That'd just be a waste of time. Waste of time. Ulysses, a.k.a. Batman. Again, have you read All-Star Batman Rebirth by Scott Snyder? I absolutely have, and he puts Snyder. I absolutely have, and they're absolutely amazing. The first story with him and Two-Face, My Own Worst Enemy, I think it was called. Goddamn, gritty road trip kind of thing. I mean, it's basically like Logan, how Logan is. If they were to make that a movie, it'd be like Logan with Batman. Really awesome. JGG, again, would you like to see X-23 in an X-Force movie? Or in X-Force if they don't cast a new Wolverine? Absolutely would. I don't know how they would do that, because that was in the future. And again, maybe X-Force is in the future. Who knows? Cameron Harrington. Patty Jenkins is trying to find a way to let a stage 4 cancer patient to see the movie before it's too late. Yes, I saw that, and that is fucking awesome. I love when directors do that. I retweeted it twice, I believe, and apparently Patty Jenkins is trying to get it to happen because, yeah, she's a diehard Wonder Woman fan, and hopefully she sees it before she dies. That'd be really awesome. And then it's going to be sad when we hear the announcement that she does pass away because that's usually what happens. It happened with Force Awakens. There was another movie, too, that had happened. I can't remember which one, but, yeah, it's sad, but I mean, I would love, if I was dying, I would love to go out singing the Justice League. That'd be the perfect way to go out. Yeah. And Cameron also asked, do you find it messed up that the lack of Wonder Woman armpit hair is more important than a cancer patient's wish to scoopers? Well, I don't know about that. I mean, the whole armpit hair, that wasn't for scoopers. That wasn't any of the movie community. That was more outside presence. That was more like this SJW feminist bullshit. That was more of those kind of writers. It wasn't anybody in the community. It wasn't any of the scoopers or anything like that. And I think they'd rather, the people in the movie community and the scoopers would rather write about the patient than armpit hair. Let's see. Oh, yeah. John D. Clouser. That's a cool picture. Check out this week's vlog. Okay, he's got a vlog. I'll check it out, man. Anything else? Start with Karen Jones. Do you think the Soul Gem could be in Ragnarok, like Hela, Hammer, or even Hulk? Since the stone needs to. Part 1. Part 2. Start with the H for Thanos. Oh, it's like Thanos is supposed to represent like all the stones or something like that. Possibly. I'm not too familiar with all the different Infinity Stones, you know. And I love how people think it was so complicated for certain things in Batman or Superman, but yet, you know, throughout like 12 movies of, you know, Marvel, they've been slowly talking about these Infinity Stones. That it's pretty difficult to explain to a normal moviegoer. It really is. But yet, it was too complicated to talk about Lex's plan and Batman's plan and everything when Batman or Superman. It's like, fucking hell. It's dumb. Alright, so that's pretty much it. Oh, we got another one. Ulysses! Down onto the wire, man. He's back. Ulysses, a.k.a. Batman. Another question. Do you think Star Wars The Last Jedi is the same as Force Awakens? What the hell do you mean by that? You think it's the same? Like they're gonna rehash? I don't understand the question. Do you think it's Star Wars The Last Jedi? Oh, trailer. Sorry, I totally omitted trailer. No. It's got similarities. I'll give it that. And somebody was passing around, you know, they took a bunch of footage from Force Awakens and then compared it to the Last Jedi trailer. And kind of was like all the beats were the same, and there was actually people. Oh shit! Is there clicking that's going on? I hope not. But there was a bunch of people that were saying that, oh yeah, this is pretty much the same. Oh, fucking lazy, and I got pissed off by that. I'm looking at my little thing here, and I'm hoping that there's not any clicking involved. It doesn't look like there too much is, but hopefully there isn't, guys. I might post this anyways, so I'm gonna stop the podcast right now. That was all the questions, anyways. Let me know your like I said, hit me up on Twitter and everything. And I apologize if there's some clicking involved going on with this. It probably just recently happened, so hopefully it wasn't the entire podcast. Jesus, I don't know what's going on with this program that I use sometimes. But let me know, guys. Ask me more questions. Use the Film Junket Podcast hashtag. And I appreciate you guys listening. I'll talk to you later.